And we begin tonight with backlash the Biden administration is facing after announcing the cost of a new plan.
And that initiative is the federal student loan forgiveness plan. Now, Jordan, people have concerns on how it could impact the economy. 47 ABC's Anissa Lopez joins us now live in studio, and she actually spoke with experts about this. Anissa, tell us, where do the concerns come from?
Well, guys, a political science professor tells me the backlash is coming from lawmakers, people who've had private loans, or those whose loans have already been paid off. We're told some concerns deal with the federal deficit. I'm told when you don't have a balanced budget, then that adds to the federal debt.
I think it was pushed by progressives to announce it and potentially to increase it more than he may have wanted to. But it's out there now, and obviously it's subject to scrutiny from both sides.
Political science professor Dr. Sam Huff is referencing President Biden's federal student loan forgiveness plan. It will forgive up to $10,000 in federal loan debt and up to $20,000 each for the 27 million American borrowers who've received Pell Grants.
It's not going to be cheap, and potentially would wipe out the savings which were promoted through the Inflation Reduction Act, which would be at least $300 billion, and from savings from the pandemic relief bill.
The plan will cost $400 billion over 10 years, according to the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office, which comes with worries.
All of these are concern for the federal deficit, which, has, over the last couple of years has gone up significantly.
The model doesn't actually capture the actual loss to the federal government. It would way beyond the $400 billion. Some estimates show up to $1 trillion. And that's not sustainable.
A finance professor at Salisbury University says from an economic standpoint, it's the wrong timing. He claims we're headed towards a recession with inflation at its highest in 40 years, and it could go up.
People having more money in the wallets, being willing to spend. And on top of that, if you add the ability to, they're able to save money from the student loans, which means people are going to spend for something else.
Despite the concerns, one financial aid counselor I spoke with says the benefits outweigh the costs.
A lot of our students are first-time students, first generation, and a lot of times need additional, funding. So I think it'll allow them the opportunity to not only obtain their education, but be successful long-term with the financial freedom or flexibility.
Kiana Smith, a University of Maryland Eastern Shore financial aid counselor, tells me around 65% of their students are Pell Grant recipients. So this loan forgiveness plan could make a difference for their students. Live in studio, Anissa Lopez, 47 ABC, WMDT. Back to you guys.
Yeah, thanks, Anissa. Now, Dr. Sam Huff says as of right now, it's not a question that this plan is going to cost money, but rather instead it's a question of how long.
And he also thinks that people are still waiting for the White House to come out with their cost estimates for this plan.